Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a stark macroeconomic reality that is literally redefining the modern American workforce. We're looking at the economy of 2026. And look, according to the data, holding down just a single job, it's simply not enough to survive anymore. So we're going to break down exactly what's happening right now, why it's happening, and what it actually means for the everyday worker.
So, right off the bat, I want you to keep this one striking question in the back of your mind. Why is one full-time paycheck no longer enough to survive? For decades, landing a full-time job meant you had, at the very least, basic economic stability. But as we unpack the data today, we're going to see exactly how and why that whole standard has completely shattered.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the reality of 2026. Okay, let's do a quick reality check here. Think back to the past. A side hustle was, well, exactly that. It was on the side. It was a great way to scrape together some extra disposable income for a summer vacation or maybe a down payment on a new car. But today, that side hustle has completely mutated. It's a strict necessity for millions of people. It's no longer about getting ahead. It's quite literally just about keeping your head above water. That leads us right into Section 2, rising costs, stagnant wages. Listen, we aren't talking about cutting back on luxury goods here. We're talking about the absolute bare fundamentals. It's the rent, it's the food prices, it's your insurance premiums, it's your debt payments. The middle class is collapsing under the intense pressure of these compounding daily costs. And here's the real accelerator on this whole economic engine. As your expenses are skyrocketing, your wages are just sitting there, stagnant. Your dollar is buying less, but your primary job, it isn't making up the difference. It's just this incredible tightening squeeze. Which brings us to Section 3, the exhausted American worker. This right here is the exhausting new normal for millions of people. Step 1, you finish a grueling full-time day job. But you can't just go home and rest. Nope. Step 2, you immediately pivot. You're out driving for delivery apps at night or you're logging onto online side gigs for hours on end. And Step 3 is the only reason you're doing any of this, just to pay the bills on time. The goal isn't building wealth anymore. It's just maintaining the absolute baseline of survival month after month. I really want to slow down here for a second and just let this sink in. Quote, haven't had a real day off in months because one paycheck is no longer enough to survive. I mean, wow. This isn't an exaggeration, folks. When your survival demands this constant, unending cycle of labor, the very concept of a day off just completely disappears. Let's look at the financial fallout in Section 4, debt, savings, and stress. Economic experts are ringing the alarm bells right now. They're warning that financial stress has reached truly dangerous levels all across the country. And to be clear, this burden isn't being shared equally. It's falling disproportionately hard on younger workers who are just trying to get established and on families with kids who already face way higher baseline costs. The anxiety out there is palpable, and honestly, it's completely systemic. And the numbers, they back up that stress perfectly. On one side of the equation, credit card debt is absolutely exploding. Workers are essentially forced to rely on high-interest credit cards just to bridge the gap between their paychecks and their living expenses. Meanwhile, on the flip side, savings accounts are shrinking fast. People are completely draining whatever safety nets they had left. So you've got surging debt and vanishing savings. It creates this incredibly precarious tightrope that people are walking every single day. Finally, we reach Section 5, the fading American dream. For generations, we were sold a pretty simple societal formula, right? If you work hard, you will achieve stability. But today, millions of exhausted Americans are waking up to a pretty devastating realization. It's a systemic trap. People are working harder than ever. They've got the full-time job, the nighttime delivery gig, at the weekend hustle, and it still doesn't guarantee stability anymore. The effort is absolutely there, but the economic reward, it's vanished. Which leaves us with this profound shift in how we actually view labor and reward. Think about it. In a system where working harder doesn't guarantee stability, is the American dream still possible? For millions of people in 2026, that dream is starting to feel completely out of reach. So what does that really mean for the future of our workforce? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this brought our modern economic reality into much sharper focus.